Hi everyone, welcome in my video. Today we are going to do nice powder brows for my client which has quite thick oily skin. I'm going to show you how I'm going to work on this eyebrow because I work like in a different way because these kind of skins they push out a lot of plasma during the procedure, and you can also see some tiny bit of blood. So I'm going to show you how I work with this kind of skin. I always stretch the client's skin to my side, away from me, and to the side. It's really important for you to have a beautiful and flat place or flat skin where you are working, so your pigment goes into the skin evenly. And now we are going to start with the tail and with the outline at the bottom part. I use less pressure at the moment because I want to see how the pigment looks in the skin, and based on how it's going to look, maybe I can also adjust my pressure and do it a bit more, but I can see it there. See? You can see? I love it because I can see everything. It's perfect. Okay, I need some pigment here. Okay. Here is the bone, so here, where is the arch? Make sure you are not so harsh on the skin. Do not use a lot of pressure because this place over here, this spot and this spot, it's really easy to go like deeper than you want. And then after the healing, you can have like gray, tiny dots of gray color, which means that you went too deep. I really like my outline and I don't mind that it's so light. I really love it. And it's enough for me because I see it, and that's important. When I work over here at the front, I don't use, I am not so precise, I just want to make it a bit more like lighter, so it's more like a shading, not like an outline. And I will show you how it looks like. My movements are a bit more airy, but it still looks like it's really precise. Maybe I don't know how not to be precise anymore. Yeah, I like it. It's good. I will clean it with a wet cotton pad with green soap from the Rosa Herbal. We have to be careful with the skin. And we can see the outline beautifully. Okay, perfect. Here we want to have a lot of color, but we don't want to create a tail, a dark tail, in a way that you will be pushing a lot the color into the skin, so you will be using a lot of pressure. On the other hand, sometimes you need to use more pressure, but first when I start, I always do it in like lighter. So basically my pressure is light because I don't know where exactly is the good spot and how exactly it's going to look like, because I cannot see into the skin, and I like to be soft and I like to be safe. And if we want, we can always add more color, and we can always, for example, or also like change the color if the color is too light. But make sure that when you are working, especially with this kind of skin, you are not using a lot of pressure. You want to put a lot of color into the skin, but you want to make your movements very close next to each other, not like putting a lot of color into the skin with a really strong pressure, with a lot of pressure. I am really light, but I try to saturate the color a lot, and I put my movements very close next to each other. And I also see beautiful pixels. So even though the skin is a little bit harder to work with these pigments, I feel like nothing is hard anymore. And my client said she wants to have a natural brows, so I'm really happy about that. And we also removed her old brows 3 times already. So I don't want to create another bad brows, and I want to make sure that my work will look really beautiful. But you can already see that the color looks unbelievably amazing in the skin. I use quicker speed, like higher speed. I like to work quicker, and I feel like my pixels are even more beautiful like this. Okay, I'm not going to change my gloves every 5 minutes. I did it for online course, but now we are in a reality, okay? So here I want to be transparent, and I want to do it in a normal way, like I do it in my studio every day. So I don't change my gloves every 5 minutes because it is not really ecologic. I check my work. You can see already, right? I love it. I see the color and it looks really good, really, really good. This color is like medium to dark, but it still has a lot of warmth in the formula. So it should really heal beautifully. When we are working with this kind of skin, we have to make sure that our stretching is really good, and also you try to be really efficient, because this kind of skin is problematic most of the time. And the problem is that if you work for too long, there is a lot of plasma going out of the skin. You create a lot of trauma, and when you create a lot of trauma, the healing is not as good as it could be. So make sure to work efficiently and check your work, how it looks. And what is also a really good thing to do is to use mask and also Rosa Herbal Balm. Even though my client has thicker and oily skin with the pores and with the structure, it's like a little bit more like an orange in here. I see, it's like a little bit more sensitive, but you can see how beautiful the work, like a pigment and everything, looks in the skin. I really love it. I really love it. I think that my technique just changed in the past few weeks, and even with the pigments and with the machine and with the needles and with everything, it just became much better than before. I am even like more precise, because like before I think I was struggling because I was chaotic, but now I try to focus more on the bottom part and I focus more on the precision. I am in permanent makeup for more than 5 years already, and I feel like that because I never stopped learning. Even last week I had a course, week before I had a 4-day course, and I still like test new things, and I try to educate myself all the time. And I also take all different kind of clients with a different kind of skin. It really helps my evolution, or like it helps me to be really better and better every year, because I have a lot of experience with everything, and I never stopped learning new things and different things. And when you go, for example, and you take a course, you don't really have to take everything from one person, but something small from someone can help you and really change. It can change your opinion, and it can also change the way how you think about permanent makeup. Because right now, for the past few weeks or even months, I feel like I didn't even have a client who would tell me that, oh, Terezia, I really want dark brows, or I want strong and saturated eyebrows. No one, everyone wants beautiful, soft and natural eyebrows. And it's like a win for me, because it took 5 years for me to get here, and I really work a lot, so it was a hard work. But now I feel like it's all worth it. Of course, I still struggle, I still have good and bad days, but I just feel like it's getting a little bit easier, and I'm not struggling as much. But it's also because I gained a lot of knowledge from my courses, and also from the chemistry and physics and biology point of view. I have so much information now, and because of the information I have, I feel like that everything makes sense and everything is logical, and whatever happens, I know, like not all the time, but like 90% of the cases, I know what is going on, I know what to do about it, and I just know how to talk to people and explain to them everything, so they feel like they are in a good hands. Even today, when I was recording my online course, like my client with asymmetry, she said so many times that, oh Terezia, but I really feel like I am in a good hands, and I cannot wait to get my brows done with you. And she was just so kind, and she felt secure while laying on my cosmetic bed, and it was a nice feeling. It was a really nice feeling that people trust me and they know what they can expect from me, and I always assure them with my behavior and with how I talk to them what is important. And if they see that we are professionals and we know what we are doing, I think it's easier for them to trust us. We can already see a little bit of plasma and a little bit of blood, and it's okay. It goes very well into the skin. So even though if I would need to stop in a few minutes, I am really happy with the outcome, because I saturated the brow a lot, especially in the tail, body of the brow and bottom part, and it already looks beautiful. I think the most important is to never stop learning, and to basically always do small steps towards the goal you have, even though you don't see a huge changes at the moment, because I didn't see a huge changes in the past 2 years, but then it happens all at the same time, So never stop learning and never stop doing the things you like to do. because then you basically close the door. But if you're still trying, if you're still working on yourself, if you're still trying to understand how to do PMU or working on the latex every day, and you didn't give up, so there is still success waiting in front of you in the next maybe 1 year or 2 years. You never know. When you are working with a little bit more complicated skin, so I mean like thick skin, oily, porous skin, sensitive skin, make sure to really be careful about your pressure. Have a good stretching, really like firm stretching. Do not go too deep, and use pigments which are a bit more like warmer. So you know that when it heals, it will not heal gray, because with this skin you have to go a little bit more deep, so it stays in the skin after it heals. But if you do it with a cooler pigment, it will be gray. So you need to work with pigments which are a little bit more warmer, and that way I think you can create beautiful effects. Don't worry about plasma and a little bit of blood. It's just a normal thing when you work with this kind of skin. Try to do your best and try to be as effective as possible. That's all I can tell you right now, because I think that even with this kind of skin you can really do beautiful work, but you need to know how to place your strokes, and you should work a lot on latex so you can create beautiful work in an effective way. Because what really helped me was working on my clients and on latex a lot, because only then I realized that my hand became like a robot and I had the same pressure and I had the same movement all the time. Let's clean the brow. Look at that. Look how beautiful it looks already. Bottom part is really nice and clean and precise. Top part is really soft. It has a gradient, it's like a sand, and the color looks really beautiful. So I think it looks really nice. I'm going to finish it, and because it's too late already, my videographer has to go, so I will share this work with you maybe on my YouTube, or if I'm not sharing that in the next few days, you can maybe write me and I can send it to you. I can send you a picture of this work when it's done.